every sorcery curse right now against my life.
These are the words of the blessing of Enoch, according to which he blessed the chosen and righteous who must be present on the day of distress, which is appointed for the removal of all the wicked and impious. And Enoch began his story and said, There was a righteous man whose eyes were opened by the Lord, and he saw a holy vision in the heavens, which the angels showed to me. And I heard everything from them, and I understood what I saw, but not for this generation, but for a distant generation that will come. Concerning the chosen I spoke, and I uttered a parable concerning them. The holy and great one will come out of his dwelling, and the eternal God will tread from there upon Mount Sinai, and he will appear with his host, and will appear in the strength of his power from heaven. And all will be afraid, and the watchers will shake, and fear and great trembling will seize them, up to the ends of the earth. And the high mountains will be shaken, and the high hills will be laid low and will melt like wax in a flame. And the earth will sink, and everything that is on earth will be destroyed, and there will be judgment upon all, and upon all the righteous. But for the righteous he will make peace, and he will keep safe the chosen, and mercy will be upon them. They will all belong to God, and will prosper and be blessed, and the light of God will shine on them. And behold, he comes with 10,000 holy ones to execute judgment upon them, and to destroy the impious, and to contend with all flesh concerning everything that the sinners and the impious have done and wrought against him. Contemplate all the events in the sky, how the lights in the sky do not change their courses, how each rises and sets in order, each at its proper time, and they do not transgress their law. Consider the earth, and understand from the work that is done upon it, from the beginning to the end, that no work of God changes as it becomes manifest. Consider the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is full of water, and the clouds and dew and rain rest upon it. Contemplate and see how all the trees appear withered, and all their leaves are stripped, with the exception of the 14 trees, which are not stripped, which remain with the old leaves until the new come after 2 or 3 years. And again, contemplate the days of summer, how at its beginning the sun is above it. You seek shelter and shade because of the heat of the sun, and the earth burns with scorching heat, and you cannot tread upon the earth or upon a rock because of its heat. Contemplate how the trees are covered with green leaves and bear fruit, and understand in respect of everything, and perceive how he who lives forever made all these things for you, and how his works are before him in each succeeding year, and all his works serve him and do not change. But as God has decreed, so everything is done. And consider how the seas and rivers together complete their task.
Sorcery burn up.
But you have not persevered in, nor observed the law of the Lord. But you have transgressed and have spoken proud and hard words with your unclean mouth against his majesty. You hard of heart, you will not have peace. And because of this you will curse your days, and the years of your life you will destroy, and the eternal curse will increase, and you will not receive mercy. In those days you will transform your name into an eternal curse to all the righteous, and they will curse you sinners forever. For the chosen there will be light, joy, and peace, and they will inherit the earth. But for you, the impious, there will be a curse. When wisdom is given to the chosen, they will all live, and will not again do wrong, either through forgetfulness or through pride. But those who possess wisdom will be humbled. They will not again do wrong, and they will not be judged in all the days of their life, and they will not die of wrath or anger, but they will complete the number of days of their life, and their life will grow in peace, and the years of their joy will increase in gladness and eternal peace, all the days of their life. And it came to pass, when the sons of men had increased, that in those days there were born to them fair and beautiful daughters, and the angels, the sons of heaven, saw them and desired them. And they said to one another, Come, Let us choose for ourselves wives from the children of men, and let us beget for ourselves children. And Shemyaza, who was their leader, said to them, I fear that you may not wish this deed to be done, and that I alone will pay for this great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and bind one another with curses, so not to alter this plan, but to carry out this plan effectively. Then they all swore together, and all bound one another with curses to it. And they were in all 200, and they came down on Artis, which is the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called the mountain Hermon because on it they swore and bound one another with curses. And these are the names of their leaders: Shemyaza, who was their leader, Urakiba, Ramiel, Kokabiel, Hamiel, Ramiel, Daniel, Ezekiel, Barakiel, Asael, Armaros, Badariel, Hananel, Zachiel, Samsiel, Sadariel, Turiel, Yomiel, and Sariel. These are the leaders of the 200 angels, and all the others with them. And they took wives for themselves, and everyone chose for himself one each. And they began to go into them and were promiscuous with them. And they taught them charms and spells, and they showed them the cutting of roots and trees. And they became pregnant and bore large giants, and their height was 3,000 cubits. These devoured all the toil of men, until men were unable to sustain them. And the giants turned against them in order to devour men. And they began to sin against birds, and against animals, and against reptiles, and against fish. And they devoured one another's flesh, and drank the blood from it. Then the earth complained about the lawless ones. And Azazel taught men to make swords, and daggers, and shields, and breastplates. And he showed them the things after these, and the art of making them, bracelets and ornaments, and the art of making up the eyes, and of beautifying the eyelids, and the most precious stones, and all kinds of colored dyes. And the world was changed. And there was great impiety and much fornication, and they went astray, and all their ways became corrupt. Amazarat taught all those who cast spells and cut roots. Amaros the release of spells, and Barakiel astrologers, and Kokabiel portents, and Tamiel taught astrology, and Asaradel taught the path of the moon. And at the destruction of men they cried out, and their voices reached heaven.
Veterans United presents Through the Roof Review with Rob Riggle. We're here with super satisfied Veterans United customers.
And then Michael, Gabriel, Suriel, and Uriel looked down from heaven and saw the massive blood that was being shed on the earth, and all the iniquity that was being done on the earth. And they said to one another, Let the devastated earth cry out with the sound of their cries up to the gate of heaven. And now to you, O holy ones of heaven, the souls of men complain, saying, Bring our complaint before the Most High. And they said to their Lord, the King, Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings, your glorious throne endures for all the generations of the world, and blessed and praised. You have made everything, and power over everything is yours, and everything is uncovered and open in front of you, and you see everything, and there is nothing that can be hidden from you. See then that what Azazel has done, how he has taught all iniquity on the earth, and revealed the eternal secrets that are made in heaven. And Simyaza made known spells, he to whom you gave authority to rule over those who are with him. And they went into the daughters of men together, lay with those women, became unclean, and revealed to them these sins. And the women bore giants, and thereby the whole earth has been filled with blood and iniquity. And now behold, the souls which have died cry out and complain unto the gate of heaven, and their lament has ascended, and they cannot go out into the face of the iniquity which is being committed on the earth. And you know everything before it happens, and you know this, and what concerns each of them, but you say nothing to us. What ought we to do with them about this? And then the Most High, the Great and Holy One, spoke and sent Laurier, the son of Lamech, and said to him, Say to him in my name, hide yourself, and reveal to him the end which is coming, because the whole earth will be destroyed. A deluge is about to come on all the earth, and all that is in it will be destroyed. And now teach him so that he may escape, and his offspring may survive for the whole earth. And further the Lord said to Raphael, Bind Azazel by his hands and his feet, and throw him into the darkness, and split open the desert which is in Judaeo, and throw him in there. And throw on him jagged and sharp stones, and cover him with darkness, and let him stay there forever, and cover his face so that he may not see the light, and so that on the great day of judgment he may be hurled into the fire. And restore the earth which the angels have ruined, and announce the restoration of the earth. For I shall restore the earth, so that not all the sons of men shall be destroyed because of the knowledge which the watchers made known and taught to their sons. And the whole earth has been ruined by the teaching of the works of Azazel, and against him write all sin. And the Lord said to Gabriel, Proceed against the bastards
I speak
and
death
the
to every
reprobates,
curse
and
coming my
against
way
the
right now.
sons
In
of
the
the
mighty name of
fornicators,
Yeshua, whether
and
it be over
destroy
my
the
ceiling
sons of the
or any other
fornicators, and
apartment
the
around
sons
me
of the
right now. I
watchers
speak death to
from
every
amongst
curse.
men.
I rebuke every curse.
And
I
send
reverse
them
every
out.
curse. I rebuke
Send them
every curse.
against
I
one
reverse
another,
every
and
curse.
let
I
them
rebuke every
destroy
curse. I
themselves in
reverse
battle.
every curse. I
For they will
overcome
not
every curse
have
by the
length
blood
of
of
days,
Yeshua. I overcome
and
every
they will
curse by the
petition
blood of
you,
Yeshua. I
but the
overcome every
petitioners
witch and
will gain
warlock by the
nothing
blood of
in
Yeshua.
respect of
I
them.
overcome
For
every
they
curse by the
hope for
blood of
eternal
Yeshua.
life,
I overcome
and
every
that
curse
each
by
of
the
them
blood of
will live
Yeshua.
life
I
for
overcome every
500
curse by the blood of
years.
Yeshua.
And the
I
Lord
overcome
said
every
to
curse by the
Michael,
blood of Yeshua.
Go, inform
I overcome every
Semyaza
curse by the
and
blood
the
of
others
Yeshua.
with him, who have
I
associated
overcome
with the
every curse
women
by
to
the blood of
corrupt
Yeshua.
themselves with them in all their uncleanness. When all their sons kill each other, and when they see the destruction of their
I
loved
overcome
ones,
every curse by the blood of
bind them
Yeshua.
for 70
I overcome every curse
generations
by the
under
blood
the
of
hills
Yeshua.
of the
I overcome
earth,
every
until
curse
the
by the
day
blood
of
of
their
Yeshua.
judgment
Oh,
and of their consummation, until the judgment, which is for all eternity,
let every
is
witch and
accomplished.
warlock and sorcerer
those
against my
days
life
they will
die
lead
by
them to
fire.
the
Let them
abyss of
catch
fire
fire. Let them
and
catch
torment,
fire. Let them
and in
catch fire.
prison they
Let
will
them
be
catch
shut
fire.
up for
Let them
all
catch fire. Let them
eternity.
catch fire. Let them catch fire. Let them
And
catch
then
fire. Let them
Semyaza
catch
will be
fire.
burnt,
Let them catch fire.
and from
Let them
then
catch
on
fire.
restored
Let them
with
catch
them.
fire. Let them catch fire.
Together they
Let
will
them
be
catch.
bound until the end of all generations.
Let them catch fire. Let them burn by Holy Ghost fire. By Holy Ghost fire. By Holy Ghost fire. By Holy Ghost fire. Set them ablaze, Father. Set them ablaze, Father. Set them ablaze, Father. Set them ablaze, Father. I command them to die by fire. I command them to die by fire. Every witch and warlock die by fire. I curse the ground you walk on. I curse your movements. I curse your monitoring. I curse your connections. I curse your root work. I curse your voodoo, your hexes, vexes, jinxes, black magic, obeah, santeria. In the name of Yeshua, sorcery, death curses. In the mighty name of Yeshua, I consume you by fire. 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 Hey, I consume you by fire. I consume you by fire. I consume you by fire. I consume you by fire.
And all the sons of men shall be
I consume you by
righteous, and
fire.
all the
I consume you by
nations
fire.
shall
I
serve
consume
and
you by
bless
fire.
thee, and all
Back up
shall
and die
worship
by
thee.
fire. Back up
And
and
the
die by
earth will
fire.
be
Back up and
cleansed
die.
from all corruption,
Every curse,
and from all
every
sin,
witch and warlock's curse
and from
been
all
sent
wrath,
out to me. Every evil
and from
arrow
all
of death,
torment.
I curse it at
And
the
I
root.
will not
I curse it
again
at the root.
send thee
Now go
for
back to
acclaim
sender.
for all
Go back to
generations
sender. I curse you at the
forever.
root. Now go back to
And in
sender.
those
I
days
curse you
I
by the
will
blood.
open the
Now go back to
storehouses
sender.
of
I
blessing,
curse you by the blood of
which are in
Yeshua.
heaven,
Now go back to the
so
sender.
that I
I
may
curse you
send
by the
them
blood of
down
Yeshua.
from the
Now go
earth
back to
upon
sender.
the
I
work
curse you
and
by the
upon
blood of
the
Yeshua.
toil of
Now
the
go back to
sons of
sender.
men.
Go back to sender. Go back to sender.
Peace
Go back
and
to
truth
sender.
will be
Go back to
united
sender.
for all
Go
the
back to
days
sender.
of
Go back to
eternity,
sender.
and for
Go back
all
to
the
sender. Go back to
generations of
sender.
eternity.
Go back to sender. Every evil arrow, every
Then
death curse. Go back to
Enoch
sender. Go back to
disappeared,
sender. Go back
and
to
none of
sender.
the
Go
sons
back
of
to
men
sender.
knew
Go
where
back
he
to
was
sender.
hidden,
Go back to sender.
where he
Go back to
was,
sender.
or
Go back
what
to
had
sender.
happened.
Go back to sender.
And
Go back
all
to
his
sender.
doings were with the holy ones,
Go back to
and
sender.
with the
Go back to
watchers
sender.
in
Go back
his
to sender.
days.
Go back.
And I, Enoch,
Go
was
back to
blessing the
sender.
great
Go back
before
to
the
sender.
King of
Go back to
eternity.
sender.
And behold, the watchers called to me, Enoch the scribe, and said to me, Enoch, scribe of righteousness.
In the mighty name of Yeshua, every evil arrow, every curse that's sent out to me and my connections, go back to sender, 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 go back to sender. In the name of Yeshua, 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 let the fire of the Holy Ghost destroy and tear up every root work, every curse, every murder, every killing, every shooting, every lie, every lockup, right now in Yeshua's name. In Yeshua's name, let the fire of God fall and burn up every curse, burn up every killing, burn up every liar, burn up every lie, burn up every trap, burn up every trick, burn up every curse, burn up every lie, burn up every lockup, burn up every murder, burn up every shooting, burn up every killing, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire. Let that witchcraft being worked against me and my connections die by fire. Let it die by fire. Let it die by fire. Any witchcraft being worked on Kathy Ravenel, die by fire, 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 die by fire. Any root work being worked against Henry McKenzie, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire. Any witchcraft being worked against Kathy Ravenel, catch fire and die, 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 catch fire and die. Catch fire and die, catch fire and die. Roast, roast, roast. Any witchcraft being worked against me, roast, 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 roast by fire. Lots of fire, lots of Holy Ghost fire. Thunder and lightning, by the rain of Yah. May the rain search them out. May the rain flood them out. May the rain flood them out. May they be moved out by storms. May they be moved out by thunderstorms, by rainstorms, by rainstorms, by rainstorms, by hailstones, by hailstones, by hailstones, by hailstones, by hailstones, by lightning, 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 by lightning. Let every witch and warlock scatter by thunder, scatter by lightning, scatter by fire, scatter by thunder, scatter by lightning, by fire, thunder, lightning, 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 fire, thunder, force, 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 lightning, fire, 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 lightning, 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 in Yeshua's name.
And understand with the heart, as he has created and appointed men to understand the word of knowledge, so he created and appointed me to reprove the watchers.
Let the glory of the Lord surround me
that your petition would not be
and take over
for all the days of eternity.
Take over.
Complete judgment has been decreed against you.
Take over. Glory of the Lord.
And from now
glory of the Lord.
You will not ascend into heaven.
Glory of the Lord.
And
fall in his place. Fall in his place. Fall in his place.
And before
fall in his place. Fall in his let every habit of foolishness and confusion dry up by fire, burst into flames, 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 break by fire, break by fire, break by fire, break by lots of fire, break by lots of Holy Ghost 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 fire, be consumed by 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 fire, at every death and home invasion, be consumed by fire, at every shooting in this area against my life, die by fire, let it 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 be consumed by fire, be consumed by fire, by fire, by fire, by fire.
And it was as hot as fire and as cold as snow, and there was neither pleasure nor life in it. Fear covered me, and trembling took hold of me. And as I was shaking and trembling, I fell on my face. And I saw in the vision, and behold, another house which was larger than the former, and all its doors were open before me, and it was built of a tongue of fire.
Fire!
And in everything it so excelled in glory and splendor and size, so that I am unable to describe to you its glory and its size. And its floor was fire, and above lightning and the path of the stars, and its roof also was a burning fire. And I looked, and I saw in it a high throne, and its appearance was like ice, and it surrounds like the shining sun and the sound of cherubim. And from underneath the high throne there flowed out rivers of fire, so that it was impossible to look at it. And he who is great in glory sat upon it, and his raiment was brighter than the sun, and whiter than any snow. And no angel could enter. And at the appearance of the face of him who is honored and praised, no creature of flesh could look. A sea of fire burnt around him, and a great fire stood in front of him, and none of those around him came near to him. 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him, but he needed no holy counsel. And the holy ones who were near to him did not leave by night or day, and did not depart from him. And until then I had a covering on my face, as I trembled. And the Lord called me with his own mouth, and said to me, Come here, Enoch, to my holy word. And he lifted me up, and brought me near to the door, and I looked, with my face down. And he answered me, and he said to me with his voice, Hear, do not be afraid, Enoch, you righteous man, and scribe of righteousness, come here, and hear my voice. And go say to the watchers of heaven, who sent you to petition on their behalf, you ought to petition on behalf of men, not men on behalf of you. Why have you left the high, holy, and eternal heaven, and lain with women, and become unclean with the daughters of men, and taken wives for yourselves, and done as the sons of the earth, and begotten giant sons? And you were spiritual, holy, living